Gentlemen, allow me to take this opportunity to welcome you to Group 935. This is a prestigious moment in the history of our race. You represent the future of technological advancement. You are the pioneers of human discovery. In your hands lies the destiny of mankind. In our hands is a great power, and with that power comes a price. You have volunteered to be part of this great experiment, and with that decision comes the responsibility of absolute secrecy. No one is to know what you do, where you work, what our research has uncovered, or what our purpose will be. You will have no further contact with your governments or with your families. Your decision to fully dedicate your lives to Group 935 is absolute.
Okay guys, so Group 935 was a Nazi zombie research party intended on creating super weapons for super soldiers, which ended up creating the zombies. So the guy who said that at the beginning was Dr. Ludwig Maxis, who is a scientist who was part of all this zombie stuff and worked in Der Reich with the other people in Group 935, and his assistant Edward Richthofen. He was the guy who created the ray gun, and he was at that point he was just introducing the new people who would join Group 935. While Ludwig Maxis and Dr. Edward Richthofen were making the zombies, they also would try to teach them how to respond to their commands.
Stand up! Stand up! Good. Look at me. Over here. Good. Now walk forward. Excellent. Further. Keep coming. It's all right. Stay there. Calm down. I order you. Kill it. Bring me another.
But they weren't only working on that project. They were also working on the teleporter project to take a zombie from one place to the other, to the mainframe. Of course, what they meant, they didn't want to teleport zombies to a different place. They wanted to teleport the super soldiers that were also a project in progress. So what they did was, they tried and they tried and they tried, but the zombies just wouldn't reappear, or they would just deteriorate. So Max's daughter, Samantha, had a dog called Fluffy, a pregnant dog. So then they wanted to test it on her dog. So that's when Edward Richthofen betrayed his master, Dr. Maxis.
Initiating test number 6. Subject is within test chamber. Activate power. Damn it, Edward! Did you set up the device correctly? Yes, Doctor. As per your specifications. If you had done it to my specifications, then it would have worked, wouldn't it? As usual, your incompetence has... What? Do you hear that, Doctor? Hold you fool! Test number 6 is a failure, but the experiment has caused some kind of electrical port energized within the chamber. Well, open the door! Doctor, I don't think... Open the door! Now!
What are you doing with Fluffy?
Damn it, Samantha, I told you never to come in here. Edward, get her out of here. Yes, Doctor.
What's wrong with her? Daddy, what did you do? Fluffy!
Come back here, Samantha! Stop her! Easy. Come here, Samantha. Good girl, Fluffy.
But at the same time, before this happened, while they were working on this project, Edward Richthofen was also working, doing experiments instead of dead people like Ludovus Maxis was. He was trying it on human people, and that's where the characters come. There's Takeo, there's Dempsey, there's Nikolai, and actually Dempsey wasn't one of the original of his test subjects. It was a Mexican guy, but once the Mexican guy got killed because he killed him by accident, he got changed for Dempsey.
Target 3147 date September 2nd, 1945. Another day, another failure. This time, subject N3WP just slightly interfered. The Russian subject still smells like urine, even after he was given a bath with the louse twice. I think I might have killed the specimen from Mexico. His spleen is on the floor and he's not moving anymore. I can verify the certainty, however, that the barrier is not located in the spleen. Dr. You know matters of Boston. I wonder what he might think of the experiment. Stop that! That's my spleen! Target 31474, date September 20th, 1945. It would seem that the OHS realized that we captured one of their spies. They tried to send a rescue team into the road that was all first class. I suspect there are other moles in the organization. Dr. Harvey Ena or Dr. Peter McKay to be precise. Dr. Matt, any Americans in Group 935, no matter how much genius they want. Americans, apple pies, baseball, and children. But I digress. The new American test subject is interesting. Much. His intellect seems low, but it's very strong. Like substance, he doesn't seem to know what he is anymore. I'm not serious. He keeps breaking the restraints or yelling at me. Test subject N3WP is still staring at the floor, muttering what sounds like some kind of proverb over and over again. I think his mind may have been destroyed by the proverb. Oh, well. The Russian subject recently began responding to stimuli, but only after injecting him with a new serum made primarily from water. Perhaps this is a great.
I think I should have mentioned this before, but everything is powered by Element 115, and the Americans have a supply of it that was Richthofen, and they went to Shinonuma because that's supposedly is where Tunguska meteor fell, and Tunguska really happened. It's just, they just put in the story, and everything's powered by Element 115. So in Dead Rise, the teleporter supposedly overloaded it and took them to a different mainframe, not to the normal mainframe. They took it to the mainframe in Kino der Toten. And Kino der Toten was the place where Ludwig Maxis was going to unveil the teleporter to High Command. So they ended up going there.
71210, run! This station will hold the key to the real goals of Group 935. I still do not trust my unconventional allies, but they are all great use to me. But I digress. Who would have thought the NDT was capable of time travel?
That was the way they got there, but that wasn't the only thing they would do there. They would also, Ludwig Maxis would do this experiment. He gave up trying to use voice commands, and he tried to see if the outbreaks could lower down using videos, films, that he would tape and see if the zombies would respond.
The test subjects have been undergoing treatment for 5 days with progress. I have been assured that in time, the program will take hold. In the past weeks, we have made great strides in breaking through to their subconscious. I have had the projections make edits to me. These changes have been very effective. Subject 26 has had a breakthrough. He is responding to the treatment and following basic instructions. The varied outbursts have been greatly reduced, and he This method of treatment would be 100% effective in most cases.
So after the events in Kyoto Turtle, the main character somehow reach the abandoned Soviet launch pad Ascension. I think possibly by overcharge the teleporter again with the 115 meteor fragments. I don't know. And when the game starts, the four are landing in the starting of the starting room on the lunar lander, and the color turns black and white. And the characters then hear Gersh, who tells them that the mechanism must be repaired. He is referring to the Casimir mechanism, which must be repaired by completing different tasks. All of these tasks are completed, and the mechanism is repaired. Gersh is free and gives the character 9-second death machine. So while the events in Ascension are occurring in Russia, the events in 5 are also unfolding in the Pentagon. A piece of intel reveals that the Wonder Waffle material was to be moved to America-controlled installation, as the mainframe is visible behind one of the windows in 5, and it is apparent that it was moved there as per this order. The Pentagon thief was a scientist who took Soviet brainwashing technology and traveled back in time with the teleporter and attempted to control the zombies. This plan backfired, somehow leaving the scientists zombified and the Pentagon open to attack. While John F. Kennedy, Robert McNamara, Fidel Castro, and Richard Nixon are negotiating, zombies break into the Pentagon, with only the 4 of them left to fight them. While fighting, they call the characters in Ascension using the 3 red phones spread across the Pentagon. So once the original characters activated the Casimir mechanism, the teleporter overloaded them again, taking them to a locked wall behind the Siberian base, which is the map Call of the Dead. So sometime in the present, George Romero stumbled upon Group 935 research while making a World War II film. He and his cast took a ship out to the abandoned lab in Siberia. After he and the ship's crew were zombified, only the cast made up. The set took stage at Call of the Dead, and after the Casimir mechanisms was completed in Ascension, it overloaded the teleporter and sent the original characters to a Group 935 facility in Siberia, where they were trapped behind the locked door. The celebrities then helped them escape to paradise. Escaping wasn't Richthofen's only goal, however, as he meant to travel to the Siberian facility to obtain the golden rod, which the celebrities found for him without knowing any better. Shangri-La, however, does not live up to its name, as the inhabitants have all been zombified before the group's arrivals, and Richthofen states that it's the last step to controlling the world before he's teleported there. The temple houses a mining facility filled with element 115, explaining the inhabitants' zombification. Prior to the group's arrival to Shangri-La, 2 explorers, Brock and Gary, went on the expedition to prove the theories of Agartha. Brock later figures out that the temple wasn't built by an ancient civilization, but by people in the modern era interpreting it. After investigating the temple, the pair accidentally activated the temple's time travel and died in the resulting of a zombie attack. The group travels back in time and helps the pair survive. The pair's changing fate is illustrated by the radio that changes messages and location as the group helps them. When the group finally create the focusing stone, it lands on the altar with Richthofen's name on it, meaning the temple was in fact another Group 935 facility, and explaining Richthofen's knowledge of it. The 2 explorers are then sent back to the moment they discovered the temple, indicating that they are stuck in a never-ending loop. Now, with both the golden rod and the focusing stone in hand, Richthofen claims that everything is going just to plan.